Well, everyone, after a long while, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Yellow. I regret to inform you there has been quite a few changes from last time. As an example, as soon as I get to pushing the right button, my team has drastically changed. This is because, unfortunately, due to a recording mishap, and to me stupidly saving without thinking about it, I am way further in the game than I was last video. However, I have decided to continue the LP even though you missed 2 gyms worth of footage. Now, I am going to cover in this video what all you missed, but I'll go over my team later. We were in Vermilion City, and we were going to go on the SS Anne. Now, you come down here, and the ship is right down here. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, I cannot go back into the ship because it's kind of gone. But let it be known that that's where you have to go to get the HM cut after a lot of trainer battles and also a rival battle. The HM cut allows you to go up here to the left as soon as I get used to using an actual controller for this game. And over here you see this tree. Well, what cut allows you to do is, as soon as I remember, yep, he has dig. You have cut. Cut hacks away trees like that, and with that we could come into this gym here. Now, the gimmick of this gym is you need to find switches to open a door that used to be right here so you can battle him, Lieutenant Surge. In this game, in this version, he only has one Pokemon as opposed to, I think, the 3 he had in Red and Blue. And that one Pokemon happens to be a Raichu, pretty high level. Now, when you're done with that, you may not know where to go. However, we are going to go here, as soon as I fly back up here, to Cerulean City. This is just a recap video to show you all what you missed. Now, from Cerulean City, you may be wondering where the hell I'm going. Especially if you've never played the game before. Now, you need to start acting like you're heading towards, well, Vermilion. Because, in all honesty, we're really not. But, halfway through here, there's this path off to the right that was blocked, again, by one of these things. And I'm definitely going to need to get used to this control. And no, I do not want to fly. I want to cut. Thank you. Now, with that tree out of the way, we can fight a lot of trainers, and there are also quite a few wild Pokemon around here that you haven't experienced yet. However, that's neither here nor there at the moment. Now you keep on following the path, fighting trainers on the way, getting new TMs, new items, etc., etc. All these trainers are rather fun. Now, up here is a path leading somewhere we're going to come back to later, but for right now, we just want to head this way. And right here is a Pokemon Center, and to the left over here is the Rock Tunnel. I'm not going to walk through it due to the fact that it'd take a long while, but the Rock Tunnel will lead you to the next city on our stop. And as soon as I fly there, we're heading toward Lavender Town, which is on the other end of the Rock Tunnel. Now, when you immediately come out, you'll be coming out from the north. And there are quite a few trainers up here. I think maybe 4. And I already have beaten all of them, I think. Yep. Well, you come down, and there's one place of note in here, which is that really big building off to the right. That is the Pokemon Tower, which I'll come back to shortly. However, instead of heading south, you want to head out here to the west. Another few trainers, nothing major. There's a patch of grass here that in yellow version you can actually catch a Kadabra in, which is awesome. Now, over here, all the way to the left, as soon as we get over there, quite a long walk, isn't it? There's a gate here, however, that leads into Saffron City, which we will not be going to just yet. There's a tunnel right here, kind of like the one between Cerulean and Vermilion. There are also items down here that you might be able to find. I'm not going to be looking for it. How repetitive is this little diamond thing? It's like I'm not even moving. There we go. Anywho, on the other side of here, small area that will be important in later versions, for me anyway. Now, over here, we have Celadon City. There are a few places of note in this city. Okay, I'll show you, actually. If you come up behind the Pokemon Center, there's only one thing of note behind here. Come up here, further off to the left, there's a way into the building right here. Now, if you continue going up these stairs, at the top is a room with a Pokeball on the table. You need an empty space in your team, and if you pick up the Pokeball, you get an Eevee, the only one in the game, and you can evolve that into one of 3 different Pokemon in this version, Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. Due to my team, I'm not going to be using him. However, if I would ever make a secondary team for a yellow version, he would definitely be involved in it. Now, the other things to note in this city is the Pokemart, where you can actually buy a lot of interesting things, as well as, importantly enough, evolutionary stones. We won't be using those in this playthrough. I just recently watched the finale of Jethro Tex's Pokemon Yellow, and let me tell you, his team is a lot better thought out than mine. However, the other place to note in this town is the Game Corner, which is right over here. Now, the reason it's an important note is not only can you get some really rare Pokemon here, but you'll see a Rocket here in front of the poster. And after you beat him, he says that there's a switch behind the poster, leading you down here, which is a Rocket base, one of 2 in the entire game. It's pretty intricate, I'm not going to walk you through it, but at the end, you fight a man known as Giovanni, and if you beat his Rhyhorn, Kangaskhan, and Persian, he will drop you the Soul Scope, which is important of note. This is a small summary of what you missed out on. I'm really sorry for this. Now, another thing you need to do before you leave Celadon, you don't necessarily have to, but you really should, the gym is over this way. You have to use Cut through here. Let's do that real quick. I'm getting the hang of it, guys. Now, coming over here is the gym. The trainers here use all grass types, and maybe a bug or 2. I'm not quite sure. Can't quite remember. However, there's no real gimmick to this. You just walk on through, beating all the trainers you can, and the gym leader here is Erica. She has a Weeping Bell, a Tangela, and a Gloom. I don't know if that's different in the other versions. Can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure it is, though. I kind of forget what she gave us as far as TMs go. I'm sorry. Now that we're done here, we have to head back to Lavender Town. Now, you may be asking what we're doing here. However, the important building of note over here is the Pokemon Tower. Now, what we do up here is kind of important. Kind of. Now, right here you fight your rival again. He is quite improved and he dropped his Raticate from the team, which raises a few questions. Anyway, to climb this tower, you have to fight a lot of ghost Pokemon and also a lot of ghost trainers. Primarily Ghastly and Haunter. There is a rare Pokemon in here called a Cubone. It's a very good ground type if you're not using either Diglett or Sandslash. Now at the top, you fight Jesse and James again. And for beating them, you save Old Man Mr. Fuji. And he will give you the Poke Flute, which is where I left off. Well, where my last save state left off. Now, I'm going to be very careful from now on. Mr. Fuji, has my flute helped you? Now, this flute is really important for continuing the game. And now, I'm going to cover my team before I end this video. My Sandslash is decently low level, as is my Mew, due to the fact that they are at the top of their evolutionary line, and I kinda needed these Pokemon to power up. Now, Sandslash, I don't think has learned anything new. Oh, I taught him Rock Slide. In the Pokemart, at the very top, there's a girl, and this girl in particular, she is thirsty, and if you buy her drinks, she will give you TMs. One of those TMs is Rock Slide, and it is rather awesome. I think there's only one more move my Sandslash will learn, and that will probably be Earthquake. Otherwise, he's pretty much set for the game. Now, Charmander became Charmeleon, and then immediately Charizard. I taught him Fly, and he learned Slash on his own. Rage is not going to be really used, but between him, I'm probably going to be only learning one more move, and that's maybe I think it's Flamethrower, and that's going to take the place of Ember, but he pretty much has his move set out. Now Venusaur, whom I taught Cut to, evolved from Bulbasaur. I taught him Mega Drain. He has Razor Leaf, Vine Whip, and Cut. I'm going to be getting rid of Vine Whip for Sleep Powder as soon as he goes to learn it. Unless he already tried to learn it, then I'm pretty much screwed, aren't I? Now, Blastoise came from the Squirtle. Now, you'll see Officer Jenny in Vermilion City, and once you beat the gym there, she will give you a level 10 Squirtle. And I leveled it from there. It knows Water Gun, Bite, Ice Beam, and Bubble Beam. Ice Beam is very important for a much later battle. Much later. However, Ice Beam is quite awesome. Otherwise, Bubble Beam is a really strong water attack. Water Gun is going to be replaced by Surf here shortly. And Bite is Bite. Do what you will with it. Now, Pikachu has learned an attack, Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is far superior to Thundershock in every way, shape, and form. End of story. Now, Mew isn't really going to learn a whole lot more else. His stats are pretty substandard. I taught him Tri-Attack as something new. He learned Transform, which is pretty nifty, and Metronome, which is also very nifty, but can doom you if you're not careful. That is pretty much all. I might as well note that I got Fly, and Fly is a completely optional HM that you can get right outside of Celadon City. Here we go. Now, the Pokeflute, as I said before, is mandatory in continuing the main story. And you may ask why. Well, in Vermilion City, if you continued way out to the east, well, first off, you get Fly by cutting here, and then going through the toll booth and whatever, and there's a girl in the house beyond the gate, and she will give you HM, I think it is 2. Let me check on that. HM2, HM, I have HM, that is, I think, Fly. Yeah, that's Fly, because I put all the others away. Anywho, back to what I was saying. The Pokeflute is mandatory because of this. That is a Snorlax, and he is sleeping in 1 of 2 places. Well, 2 places. And you have to go that way to get to Fuchsia City, where we're headed next. However, this has been the recap video. I hope you understand why this has happened, and I will see you all next time. This has been Fenrir. Hope you're all doing well, and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.